Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down one of the most explosive and honestly genius growth stories we've ever seen on YouTube. We're talking about a channel that completely shattered expectations for what's possible in a ridiculously short amount of time.
Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. We're going to look at what made this channel such an anomaly. Then we'll get into the 3 key steps he took: finding a growth catalyst, becoming the king of session time, and mastering the engagement formula. Finally, we'll put it all together into the Beluga blueprint. You'll see, this was anything but random.
All right, first things first. To really get what he pulled off, you have to understand just how massive this was. I mean, this is a true outlier in every sense of the word.
4 million subscribers. Think about that. A creator making videos from his bedroom gained an audience that most people spend a decade trying to build. It's just an insane number.
But get this, he did it in just 3 months. 3, with around 50 videos. That's not just growth, that's a straight-up statistical explosion. It had everyone scratching their heads and asking the exact same thing. So what is the secret here? Because when you actually look at the videos, it makes no sense. We're talking blurry thumbnails, no voiceover, just made-up chats between these little cat profile pictures. How does that get millions of views? What were we all missing?
Well, here's the thing, and this is the key to the whole story. This was no accident, it wasn't luck, it wasn't a fluke, it was a carefully executed plan designed specifically to master the YouTube algorithm. This guy knew exactly what he was doing.
So you're probably wondering, how did he actually do it? Well, it all started by solving the single biggest problem every new creator on the planet faces: just getting seen in the first place.
You know that classic chicken and egg problem, right? For new creators, it's a nightmare. The algorithm won't recommend your video because it has no data. But it can't get any data because no one is seeing your video. You're basically invisible.
Well, Beluga found a way to basically skip that whole problem. He used a shortcut, something we can call a growth catalyst, to give YouTube that little spark of data it needed to get the ball rolling.
And this is where it gets really smart. See, this wasn't his first channel. He already had another one about lucid dreaming with almost 1 million subscribers. So he just used that audience. He made community posts, he put links in his end screens, and funneled that initial wave of viewers over to his new project.
But, and this is super important to understand, that catalyst was just the spark. It got the fire started. The videos themselves had to be the high-octane fuel, perfectly engineered to catch on and just keep burning.
And that brings us to step 2, which honestly might be the most genius part of this whole thing. It's all about rethinking what watch time really means to YouTube.
You see, Beluga understood something crucial. YouTube doesn't just care about how long someone watches your video. It cares about how long they stay on the YouTube platform, period. The real goal is to maximize their entire viewing session.
And this right here shows you exactly why the algorithm absolutely loved his stuff. Look, a viewer might watch half of a 10-minute video. That's a 5-minute session. But with Beluga, they might watch 3 or 4 of his short videos in a row, giving YouTube an 8-minute-plus session. Who do you think YouTube is going to push more? It's a no-brainer.
So how did he make his videos so bingeable? Well, it was a total assault on the senses. I'm talking constant sound effects, like 11 in the first 10 seconds. The pacing is so fast you literally can't look away. He even adds these sneaky little tricks where you have to pause and rewind to catch the text, which juices his retention metrics.
But hidden underneath all that crazy energy was a simple and super repeatable storytelling formula. You start with something everyone can relate to, introduce some kind of conflict, bring in new characters to keep it fresh, and then boom, the punchline. It's a loop that makes you want to immediately click the next one.
Okay, so the videos are addictive. Great. But that means nothing if you can't get people to click in the first place. And that leads us to the final piece of the puzzle, the packaging.
Now his titles, they're fascinating. They're about half the length of a typical YouTube title, so you can read them in an instant. And he uses this incredible formula, a super relatable phrase like "when you" combined with a bizarrely specific number like 9.17 seconds. It just makes you go, wait, what?
But his thumbnails? This is where it gets really wild. He does the exact opposite of what every YouTube guru tells you to do. Think about it. Everyone else is trying to make these super polished professional thumbnails, right? Beluga zags. He makes his look, well, kind of bad on purpose. They're blurry, they have typos, they feel homemade. And because of that, they feel more real, and they stand out like a sore thumb in a sea of perfection.
So you put those two things together, and it's this killer 1-2 punch. The title gives you a situation you instantly recognize, and the thumbnail freezes right before the action happens, creating this little mystery that your brain just has to solve by clicking.
All right, so let's put it all together. When you combine these 3 steps, you don't just have a viral video, you have a viral system, a repeatable blueprint.
Here it is, step 1, the catalyst. Find a way to give the algorithm that first little taste of data. Step 2, session time. Focus on making short, bingeable videos that keep people on the platform. And step 3, the packaging. Combine simple, relatable titles with thumbnails that create massive intrigue.
So yeah, Beluga's incredible rise wasn't magic. It was a masterclass in reverse engineering the algorithm. He played the game better than almost anyone. So the real question isn't just how he did it, it's who's next. Who's going to take this blueprint and build something even bigger, even faster?